Hello and welcome. Listen closely now. You see modern China as a powerful new nation, but the true story starts thousands of years before. It is a history so long that it feels like a secret. We must look deep into the earth to find the beginning. The land of China is vast and very diverse. It has high, cold mountains in the west. It has wide, dry deserts in the north. It has rich, green plains near the sea. This big land was the birthplace of a great culture. Two massive rivers were the start of life. The Yellow River flows in the north of the land. The Yangtze River flows in the middle and south. These rivers brought water and rich, soft soil. They were essential for the first people to survive. The Yellow River is often called the Mother River. It is named for the yellow, soft dust in its water. This dust is called loess, and it is very fertile. The river gave life, but it also brought floods. The early people learned to live with the river's power. The very first settlements began near this water. People started to build small villages by the river. This happened around 7,000 years ago now. They learned to farm the land and grow their food. They stopped moving and started living in one place. The people grew a special grain called millet. Millet was easy to grow in the dry northern soil. They also started raising animals like pigs and chickens. They made simple tools from stone and from wood. This simple, settled life was the start of China. In the south near the Yangtze River, they grew rice. Rice needs much more water than the northern millet. The southern people also used bamboo for many things. They used it to build houses and to make tools. The climate differences created different ways of life. The early communities were small and very close. They worked together to control the river's flooding. They relied on each other for protection and food. The elders of the village were respected greatly. This strong sense of community grew from the beginning. They started making beautiful clay pots and jars. The pots were used for cooking and storing grain. They decorated the pots with simple lines and shapes. These pots show us the early sense of art. They show us that life was becoming stable now. The people developed deep spiritual beliefs then. They believed their ancestors watched over them always. They asked the spirits for good harvests and protection. Respect for the family and the ancestors was key. This tradition of ancestor worship began very early. The earliest true government was the Xia dynasty. A dynasty means a powerful family rules for a long time. The Xia dynasty is said to have started around 2070 BC. Many stories tell of its great leaders and its power. It marked the shift from simple villages to early states. The next dynasty was the Shang dynasty, clearly. The Shang ruled over a very large area of land. They developed a complex system of writing here. They wrote on special bones called oracle bones. These bones told them the answers from the spirits. The Shang people were skilled workers of bronze metal. Bronze is a strong metal made from copper and tin. They made beautiful bronze pots for rituals and food. They also made strong bronze weapons for fighting. This technology showed their powerful civilization. Their writing system was very important and unique. It used pictures and symbols, not letters or sounds. These symbols represented ideas and whole words. This ancient writing is still used in China today. It is a massive sign of cultural continuity and strength. The early life was hard work but full of purpose. The people faced the challenges of floods and war, but they built a strong foundation for the future. They created a unique culture centered on the family. The stage was set for China's long, long history. The next dynasty was the Zhou dynasty soon. The Zhou rulers introduced the mandate of heaven. This idea said that heaven supported the ruler's power. If the ruler was bad, heaven would remove the support. This belief shaped how power changed in China often. Great thinkers like Confucius lived during the Zhou. Confucius taught strongly about respect and moral order. He said that all people should treat others kindly. His ideas became the center of Chinese society. Confucianism guided education and government for centuries. Another big idea was Taoism and simple living. Taoism focused on harmony with the natural world. It taught people to find balance and quiet peace. It gave people a way to live outside the government's rules. These two ideas guided the people's spiritual life. For many years, China was not united as one. Different states fought each other in endless wars. This time is called the Warring States period, sadly. The people suffered greatly from the constant fighting. Unity was needed for peace and strong progress then. One state, the Qin, finally won the long war. Its strong ruler became the first emperor of China. He started the powerful Qin dynasty officially. He centralized power and forced all things to be the same. This creation of a single empire changed everything. The emperor of the Qin dynasty made big changes. He made the money and writing the same everywhere. He standardized the measures and the road systems. This unity made trade and travel much easier then. He created the foundation for the whole nation. The emperor had a massive, strange project built. He ordered the creation of the terracotta army. Thousands of life-size soldier statues were made. They were buried near his grave to protect him always. This project shows his immense power and great ego. He also started connecting many northern defense walls. These separate walls were built to stop northern invaders. He joined them all into one long, continuous wall. This was the start of the famous Great Wall of China. The wall was built to protect the empire's border. The Qin dynasty did not last for a very long time. The emperor was harsh and often cruel to the people. The people revolted against his strict, heavy rule. The next major family, the Han dynasty, took control. The Han ruling family lasted for over 400 years. The Han period is called a golden age for ancient China. The empire grew much larger and very wealthy and strong. The government was based strongly on Confucian ideas now. They started a system to choose good government workers. This system was based on knowledge and passing exams. During the Han time, big inventions were created. One of the most important inventions was paper. Before paper, people wrote on silk or wooden strips. Paper made writing and storing history much easier. This invention changed the way the whole world learned. The Han dynasty also opened up an important trade route. This route connected China to the West, like Europe. It was a long trade road called the Silk Road. Shutterstock China traded its valuable silk, tea, and porcelain goods. In return, they received gold, horses, and new ideas. The Silk Road brought new religions to the country. It brought the growth of Buddhism from India. Buddhism offered new hope and spiritual peace to the people. It became a major religion in China for centuries. The trade route was a channel for both goods and culture. Daily life for most people was still farming the land. They lived in small villages and worked hard every day. The taxes they paid supported the emperor and the army. Life was stable when the government was strong and fair. The long Han rule gave the people much stability. The culture valued education, art, and poetry greatly. Scholars studied the ancient texts and history often. Writing beautiful calligraphy was seen as high art. Poets wrote about nature, love, and the passing of time. This intellectual life created a very refined civilization. The long rule of the Han dynasty finally came to an end. The empire became weak and split apart into many pieces. But the idea of one united China always remained strong. The people always remembered the unity of the past. This long tradition of unity would always bring the nation back. The Sui dynasty eventually brought the land together again. They focused on large building projects for the country. They built an amazing new waterway for transportation. This channel was the huge and vital Grand Canal. It connected the Yellow River to the Yangtze River strongly. The Tang dynasty followed the Sui and ruled very well. This time is often called a second golden age for China. Art, poetry, and new inventions flourished greatly here. The capital city of Chang'an became extremely large. It was the biggest, most exciting city in the whole world. Under the Tang, China had strong contact with the outside world. Merchants and travelers came from Japan, India, and Persia. They traveled along the long Silk Road to trade goods. New ideas and different religions entered the empire easily. The Tang dynasty was powerful, open, and very confident. The Song dynasty brought more incredible inventions soon after. They developed the technology for easier printing of books. They also invented the use of gunpowder for fireworks in war. Their navy built large ships with compasses for sailing. These innovations changed technology and knowledge globally. During the Song era, trade became more important than farming. Merchants became very wealthy by selling silk and porcelain. The use of paper money became common practice everywhere. The cities became crowded centers of business and life. The Song economy was the most advanced in the entire world. Later, a new powerful threat came from the cold north. The Mongol armies were led by the fierce Genghis Khan. The Mongol soldiers were incredible riders and very strong fighters. They swept across Asia, conquering vast amounts of land and people. This brought a period of foreign rule to the Chinese people, sadly. The Mongol ruler Kublai Khan finally defeated the Song. He established the Yuan dynasty in China officially then. This was the first time that China was ruled by foreigners completely. Kublai Khan welcomed visitors like the famous traveler Marco Polo. This temporary foreign rule eventually weakened and finally ended. The Ming dynasty returned the rule to the Chinese people. The Ming rulers focused on keeping outsiders away strongly now. They rebuilt the Great Wall of China to protect the borders well. They also built the famous Forbidden City in the city of Beijing. This city was the closed center of imperial power for centuries. The Ming also sent huge ships on great ocean voyages. The sailor Zheng He led these massive treasure fleets proudly. They sailed to Southeast Asia, India, and even far Africa. They showed the immense power of the Chinese Navy to the world. But later, the Ming government suddenly stopped these ocean voyages. The Ming decided to focus only on the land inside China. They believed the outside world was not important anymore. They limited trade and tried to keep all foreigners out. This period of isolation meant China fell behind the West. Europeans, meanwhile, were developing fast science and strong ships. The last ruling family was the Qing dynasty. The Qing were technically foreigners from the region of Manchuria. They maintained the imperial system in vast territories successfully. But by the 1800s, the Western countries grew very strong and powerful. They wanted China's goods and they demanded open trade forcefully. This led to conflicts like the sad and difficult Opium Wars. China was weakened and lost some of its own control and power. The ancient system of imperial rule was finally breaking down. The long history of dynasties was coming to an end. The nation faced a major transformation quickly. The Qing dynasty faced many strong challenges. They were the last ruling family of ancient China. By the 1800s, the Western world had become very strong. These European countries wanted China's goods and trade. They used their new ships and guns to force entry. This led to conflicts like the sad Opium Wars. China was forced to open its ports and lost some control. This era is remembered as a time of national difficulty. The ancient imperial system was slowly failing now. The world was changing too fast for the old rules. The Qing dynasty was finally overthrown in 1911. The long history of emperors came to a clear end. China entered a period of great confusion and conflict. The nation struggled to find its new modern identity. A new form of government was desperately needed then. War and fighting continued for many difficult years. The Civil War lasted between different Chinese groups. Finally, the Communist Party won control of the land. Their leader was a powerful man named Mao Zedong. He declared the People's Republic of China in 1949. The new government brought stability to the large country. They began a period of great social and economic change. They tried to build new factories and new industries fast. The focus was on building a strong central state. The country was ready to modernize very quickly now. Decades later, the economy began to open up slowly. New leaders introduced market reforms carefully now. This started a time of incredible, fast economic growth. China entered the global stage as a major power now. Today, China is a major global economic force. Its cities are massive, modern centers of business. It manufactures goods that are sent all over the globe. New technology appeared everywhere across the land. The pace of change has been extremely fast and dramatic. The ancient land is now home to a modern powerhouse. The connection to the long past remains very strong. The Great Wall still stands as a powerful symbol today. The importance of family and respect is still very key. The ancient history shapes the modern culture deeply. The journey from the Yellow River is amazing to see. Moral of the story and conclusion. The story of China teaches us a powerful, simple lesson. We must remember that great change takes much time and patience. Respect for tradition can build lasting national strength. The past is never truly gone. It lives strongly in the present. Learn from history and you will understand the world much better. Thank you for listening to this entire long story. We hope you learn new words about China and its history. Continue to practice English by listening to new stories often. Come back and join us for our next journey very soon. Goodbye for now, and keep learning new things.